Hello and welcome to The Spark, where everyday people share their favorite source of inspiration and motivation. We hope to ignite your positivity and energy when you need a little spark. I'm Amy Broghammer, and today we're joined by Bradford Bateman. Bradford is a real estate agent in Bonita Springs and Lee County, Florida. Thanks for joining us, Bradford. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thank you, Amy. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. We are really excited to dig into your topic. First, tell the people how we met or how we originally connected.
Originally, we became connected through Storyteller. I was part of the beta test program for that. And it was a pleasure working with you and getting to know you through that. And since then, we've stayed in contact through social media.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad we have. And when I posted about the Spark, you had sent me a video in response to my quest to find all kinds of really great inspirational sparks, if you will. So I asked that you come on and you share with me and our audience what you shared with me in that video so that it may connect with other people that are going through the same things. And some of your spark tools might help others get out of the rut that they're in and or really kind of like soar in their lives today. So tell us a little bit about the spark that you shared with me.
So a little bit about my backstory and how I came to know the spark that I use daily. I had difficulties with alcoholism. In sobriety, I had a sponsor, and my sponsor referred me to create a gratitude list every day. And it's been one of the best tools in my toolbox to get me out of myself and to get some appreciation for what I have and get me back on my feet, if you will. So daily, I'll take a few minutes. I usually find that it's best at the start of my day that I do this. And I have a little journal, diary, what have you. And, I'll start at the top of the page. Today I am grateful for. Today I am grateful for. And I'll just fill in the blank until I get to the bottom of the page. And, by doing this every day, and in the beginning I did it every single day for a minimum of 90 days. And it was amazing how my whole attitude had changed and how much more I appreciated where I was in life. And today that still comes into play and helps me really get grounded and be grateful for where I am with all aspects of my life, business and personal.
So at what time of day do you do this? When you open your eyes and you're still in your bed, or when you get to the office? When does your day start? When is the best time to begin this practice?
Usually a few minutes after getting out of bed, usually while enjoying a cup of coffee in the morning.
Great. And then you said you have a journal and you fill the whole page. How many different things would you say are listed in that list of grateful things?
Usually about 30 per day.
And so if I were to start doing this, and I couldn't think of 30 things.
So it was advised to me to really don't worry about everything. Just as simple things like, today I'm grateful to have a roof over my head. Today I'm grateful that I woke up this morning. Today I'm grateful that I'm able to sit here and write this gratitude list. Today I'm grateful for this pen. I mean, it can be that minimal. And when you start to have appreciation for the smallest things in life, you really start to have appreciation for your life in whole.
Do you find that your list of things has evolved over time from the
Absolutely.
basics to what you were just saying to, like, what are some of the things that you wrote down this morning that you would be willing to share with us?
Today I'm grateful to have this experience and opportunity to be able to do this with you. Today I'm grateful to have a closing. And another recent one, last month was my greatest month ever in real estate. Today I'm grateful for my growth in my business and things of that nature.
Wonderful. So you were recommended to do this for 90 days and you've continued to do it for more than 90 days. Is that what I'm understanding?
Correct. It works. It's worked for me, and it's made an impact in my life. And it's one of the tools that I continue to keep in my toolbox. And, I constantly have to sharpen that tool. So I continue to use it.
So you've been doing this for longer than 90 days, and you said it works, it's in your toolbox, it helps you. Tell me specifically how this is helping you and why it works. What does it do for you? What is the reason why you continue to do this? Why?
I've always struggled a little bit with depression in my life, and it's been my own choice to find other resources and tools to deal with it other than medication. And this is one of the tools that works best for me. It really puts it in black and white how good my life is and how much I have to be appreciative for. And, along with writing it, I can always go back, revisit it, and read it. And it's brought me to tears. I mean, several times. By the time I get to the bottom of that page, I've just got tears streaming down my face. And the feeling that comes over me, the gratitude that's truly felt throughout my entire body is just amazing.
It gives you perspective. It reminds you of what you're grateful for, even just the very simple things. Absolutely. Do you ever go back and look at what previous...
And it is fun to revisit the beginning of the book or notebook that I'm using and see my growth over the year, because it's right there in black and white once again, and you can see it and just how my mind has progressed and how I've grown emotionally. And yes, I do revisit it.
How much time would you say you take on a daily basis to do this?
However long it takes. In the beginning, it could sometimes take 20, 30 minutes or even longer. But since then, I'm able to have more gratitude, and by having the gratitude, I'm able to express it through my pen much easier, and it only takes a few minutes a day now. But when I'm in a rut, it can take longer, but as long as I make sure that I spend the time to do it, it gets me where I need to be.
And I'm sure throughout your day, you acknowledge things that you're grateful for more, because you know that you're going to be writing those down. You're going to be journaling those. And maybe throughout the day, you take more of a note of some things that you're grateful for, that if you maybe weren't accountable for writing those down, you wouldn't be having those sparks in the middle of the day.
Absolutely.
That maybe give you a little boost throughout
Correct.
the day.
Correct. Just, it totally builds my appreciation for numerous things in my life, just to be grateful. It's incredible.
I'm a big psychology buff, and one of the things that I discovered was that you cannot psychologically feel anxiety at the same time that you feel gratitude. It's not possible.
Right.
So there's a quote, and I even have it, I think I put it in my book, interrupt anxiety with gratitude. And this is one of my tools that I use as well. When I am very upset or when I'm so deep into something that I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to get out of this? The only thing that I feel like I can do quickly and easily is to start getting into gratitude and saying, what can I be thankful for right now? How can I show my gratitude right now? Whether that's a text message, a video, message on Facebook, like, I'm grateful for you. Thank you so much for being in my life. Or in my book, I talk about how I brought donuts to somebody just because I was in a funk. And, so whatever it is to get into gratitude, because I also think that, number one, it distracts you and it gets you starting to think about the things that you're grateful for, which is a good thing to think about, but it also takes your mind off of the negativity and it distracts you from that and it brings you to the good stuff. And then if you can stay in that good stuff longer, pretty much you're going to have so much momentum in that category that you're going to kind of let this other one go, hopefully.
Absolutely. And I'm looking forward to reading your book, and I like the idea of sharing your gratitude and being grateful for people. I'm going to have to implement that.
It's an easy one. It's so easy, even if it's just a message to somebody, because think about how awesome it would feel for you if you received a message from somebody one day that said, hey, Bradford, I'm just so grateful that you're in my life, that you shared a spark, or that you were able to make my, house sales so much easier. I was just thinking about it today. You know what? I hired a guy in Cincinnati, a real estate agent, to sell my rental property years ago because I wasn't the right agent to sell it. And every once in a while, I will send him a text message like, I am so grateful that I don't have that property anymore. Thank you so much for selling that for me. Because like every once in a while, I'm like, oh, what would I do if I had that burden right now? And I'm so glad I don't. As real estate agents, we relieve a lot of stress for people. We can, if they let us.
Right.
Have you ever shared this with anyone else?
Publicly, no. It's always been in a very small circle or in privacy, but it's never been public. And I'm choosing to do this today with you in hopes that somebody else can benefit from this, because it's been a great resource for me.
Well, we really appreciate it. And really the mission of this, the spark, if you will, is to give people inspiration and motivation, and also to let people know that everybody has a rough day and needs inspiration and motivation, because sometimes days aren't great. And this is the resource kit. The spark is the resource kit to get you out of that and or to keep you in the good zone. So I really appreciate you sharing that and bringing this to us. It will find people. And this is, again, like many of the sparks that we bring to our listeners, this is a free thing. This is easy. This just takes time and consistency, and you can start to feel better right away. How long was it before this really made an impact on you?
At first, it was an effort to compose these lists. And in the beginning, I would say that I still had a clouded mind, being newly sober and whatnot. And but I'd say within 30 days, the clouds opened up and there were clear skies again.
And it started to take on a new meaning for you to do this.
Absolutely. And I would say by the end of that first 90 days, it was no longer a chore, and it was now a want or a desire to compose this list daily.
And it wasn't necessarily a habit. It was something that you felt like you needed to do to start your day the way that you wanted it to go.
It made me feel better about myself, and it made me feel better throughout my day. And, gratitude is just an amazing tool. And I think that gratitude and happiness go hand in hand.
They do. I have another quote in my book, and I don't know if you've seen this or not, and maybe I'll link to it, but Oprah, my favorite person in the world, interviewed Steve Harvey, a great guy. And he said that if you're not grateful for what God has given you, he's not going to give you more.
Right. Well said.
It's pretty simple, Okay, so Bradford, tell us a little bit about what you're doing right now. What are you proud of? What what do you got going on down there in Florida that the people need to know about?
Right now, like I said, I just closed my best month ever in real estate, and that was monumental for me personally. I have enrolled in broker school in 2 weeks. I'm going to be starting that to obtain my broker's license.
Great.
That's just a personal thing for me, to give me a little more pride, if you will, and to show myself that I can do it. Once I get that behind me, I'm going to get back on the phone and reamp my listing inventory. And I love to do cold calling as part of my business, and expireds and terminateds are a big part of my business, but I also do a lot of circle prospecting. And aside from that, I love buyers. I'm a second home market here in Southwest Florida. So a lot of my buyers, I like helping that aren't able to visit right away. So I've had quite a few buyers purchase and close buying a property sight unseen using modern technology in order to help them do that and feel confident.
Absolutely. So if the people wanted to reach out to you, if somebody needed some help in Bonita Springs and Lee County, where would they get you?
So they can reach me on my cell phone, call or text anytime, and my phone number is 239-273-8842, or email bradford@bradfordbateman.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Bradford, for joining us today and for sharing a little bit of your heart with us and your spark. And we're excited to watch you grow and get your broker's license and see where you take off from there. And of course, anybody that needs anything in Bonita Springs, Bradford is the go-to there.
Thank you. And thank you for having me. I'm always happy to help. And it's always a pleasure working with you, Amy.
You too. Thanks, Bradford. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.